Hello and welcome back to Zekism Wrestling. In this episode we're going to be talking about the King and Queen of the Ring, which were hastily announced on social media on Sunday. So nobody had time to even talk about King or Queen of the Ring before Raw rolled around. And the brackets had been released and obviously a match had taken place in the men's and the women's, and anyway, this video has been slightly screwed up in that we know the results of the first match, but nevertheless I'm going to go through, I'm going to predict who, maybe sillily, I'm going to predict who I think is going to win each match in the opening brackets, in the opening Fatal 4-Way matches, should I say. Then who's going to win the semi-finals, and who will win the final and ultimately be crowned King or Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia 2 weeks on Saturday. It might be a little bit silly to do that prematurely, but nevertheless, we're going to give it a go. So we'll start with the men. And the men, I think, is either the most predictable or the most unlikely or the most unpredictable. So we know Sami Zayn qualified. He beat Penta, Breaker and Dom Mysterio in a really good match on Monday Night Raw. So he's in. I'll just reveal. I think he's going to win the whole thing. But nevertheless, I'm going to try and talk myself out of it by going through the next matches, the Fatal 4-Ways, should I say, that are planned on, I guess, the SmackDown and the Raws in between now and I was going to say King or Queen of the Ring. It's not. It's Night of Champions, isn't it? Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia on the 28th of June. So, Randy Orton, LA Knight, Aleister Black, Carmelo Hayes. I assume that's going to be the match this Friday. And that is an assumption. So we'll go with that assumption. First of all, we'll go through the contenders and who the likelihood of them winning the match on Friday and getting through to the semi-finals to face Sami Zayn. Randy Orton. Yes and no. Randy Orton's an absolute legend. I'm a big fan. Who isn't? Would anyone really want to see a Sami Zayn Randy Orton match? I mean, I don't not want to see it, but it doesn't excite me too much. The match would be good, I guess. Randy Orton wrestles a much slower pace. I mean, he's never been the most dynamic wrestler to watch, but he's been an engaging one. He's in certainly his legend phase now, where his matches are slower, I think it's safe to say, more methodical. So that, with Sami Zayn's explosiveness, that could make for a mixture of styles. He's always going to be in with a shout of winning. I'm going to say no on this occasion, though. I don't think Randy Orton's going to go through to the semi-finals. I'm assuming that would take place on a Raw, because that's just an assumption. And Randy Orton's light schedule would probably going to talk me out of it as well. So I'm going to park Randy Orton. LA Knight, no way in hell. He's currently feuding with Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman. He cost Braun Breaker his match this week on Raw. I envisage the same thing happening in the reverse. Braun Breaker will come out, cost LA Knight. The fact they're Fatal 4-Ways mean there's no DQs, so anything goes. LA Knight's not winning this, and it's going to be as a result of Seth Rollins, which are probably going to set up a Seth Rollins LA Knight match, maybe at Night of Champions, which is interesting. That's an interesting direction to go. Hey, maybe the briefcase will be on the line. We can only hope, but it's not going to be. Aleister Black. I could see this. Yeah, I could see this. He's just come back to WWE. They want to give him some shine. He hasn't really done a hell of a lot yet, but they've kept his mystique and his allure up. He's incredibly likely to win this, in my opinion. And the other contender, Carmelo Hayes. Again, well, outside from the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal win, not a lot he's done since Mania. He's mixing up with The Miz, who seemingly is having a lighter schedule now, as a result of other media commitments, game show hosting seemingly. So yeah, I can see Carmelo Hayes. For me, though, I'm picking Aleister Black. I think Aleister Black, Sami Zayn is a match they want to see happen. I think that'd be something of a dream match. I can't remember them mixing up. They must have done, though. Just thinking about their time on main roster in 20... Oh, gosh, when did he come up to main roster? 20... He had that weird call-up. So, anyway, I'm getting off the tangent. I'm going to pick Aleister Black. That's my semi-final match. And it's a pretty exciting one, to be honest. Next side of the bracket, we have Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest, Andrade, and Shinsuke Nakamura. This is a weird one. This is a weird one. Cody Rhodes. Could we see Cody Rhodes winning King of the Ring? Yeah, I could see it. Do I think it's going to happen? No. I don't know how they're going to rule him out of it. But he really doesn't need to win King of the Ring. That said, it's entirely likely that he could go through and win, because he's Cody Rhodes. He's the most strongly booked probably in the whole company. Probably. Yeah, he's got to be. He's the face of the company, but that's why I'm going to rule him out. I don't think he's going to win his match. Damian Priest. Yeah, I could see the rehabilitation program with Damian Priest. He just got a big win over Drew McIntyre. If they're going to run that back, though, which they've traded wins, and you sort of think they probably, well, want a definitive winner. I don't know who that's going to be. I'm assuming Drew. I envisage Drew McIntyre returning after that cage match at Saturday night's main event and costing him. That's going to be my prediction. And if that doesn't take place this week coming, it'll be next Friday, I'm assuming. So yeah, I see Drew McIntyre returning to cost him to set up possibly the rubber match at SummerSlam, dare I say? Maybe? Possibly? Yeah, I think that's the next PLE after this one. And Shinsuke Nakamura, I would love Shinsuke to win this. They've done absolutely little to nothing with him. But aside from his rebrand and a really, I want to say pointless, because no title reign should be pointless, but a pointless US title run before Mania, in which he sort of really limply lost the belt to LA Knight, only for LA Knight to then lose the belt to Jacob Fatu, because that's who they wanted the belt on in the first place. It's really... Shinsuke, I don't know what you do with Shinsuke now. Well, I tell you what you do. You book him strong. You start getting him wins. You gain him some momentum, and you go from there. They did enough effort to make a new entrance for the guy. I'm hoping that you could then extend that to some because he's a brilliant in-ring performer. The crowd, I feel like the crowd wants to get behind him, but they just feel there's no point because they've had so many false dawns with him. That'd be my take as a lapsed fan of Shinsuke, but I am a massive fan of him. Anyone who saw him in NXT, 2017, 2018, that sort of period, knows how good he is, knows how charismatic he is. We've got to get back to that. We've got to see that before he inevitably leaves, but maybe him leaving is the natural progression of that. Anyway, I've got off tangent. I don't think he's winning this. I would love him to, but he's not going to be my pick. My pick is going to be Andrade. Andrade just featured in the Money in the Bank, and to me that was a bit of a surprise. He actually was one of the MVPs of the match, though. He had a lot of the good, entertaining, sort of risky spots. He got a ladder in the nether regions as well, which was gnarly to watch. But I can't see him qualifying for the next round, because that would mean him. Well, he could pin Shinsuke. Yeah, he could pin Shinsuke. I'm talking myself into it now. He's more likely than Shinsuke, let's be honest, and I don't think it's going to be Cody or Damian. So yeah, I'll pick Andrade to go in the next round. Maybe that's a really silly pick. I mean, look, you've got a bracket with Cody Rhodes, but I'm going to pick Andrade. Andrade's my pick. Next up, we have the final remaining Raw match. We have Sheamus, Rusev, Bronson Reed, and Mystery Opponent. Mystery Opponent's going to be interesting. We'll start with Sheamus. Sheamus has just got into a program with Rusev. which sort of rules both of them out, I think, because this is not going to be their final one-on-one match. So I'm ruling Sheamus and Rusev out straight away. They're going to take each other out of the match. Yeah, totally. I'm ruling them out for now. Then we have Big Bronson Reed. Yeah, Bronson Reed. I can see him winning this. He's certainly capable. He's got the capability to do so. He's got the presence. He's got the seemingly the momentum as well. He's just aligned himself with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman. Do I think he's going to win King of the Ring though, or do I see him winning this match? Let's start with that. Potentially. However, I think the mystery opponent is going to be the one to go through. Now, I can only think of two possible. Well, there's loads it could be, but there's really two possible people it could be. Now, there's been lots of speculation on who the mystery opponent is. One of them I've seen listed is Ilya Dragunov, which would be an amazing return for him, and a big showcase. If it is Ilya, I think he's probably going to go through. He's probably going to win. And probably pin Sheamus, because I don't see Rusev or Bronson being pinned due to their current pushes. You know, Rusev just returned. Bronson's now just getting some momentum and getting realigned after his injury. So I think he's pinning Sheamus. Sheamus is taking the pin regardless, in my opinion. The other name being mentioned is a surprise Mr. Iguana from AAA. Raw debut. There's been a lot of talk because he was the viral hit of, I guess, the Money in the Bank weekend. Everyone was talking about Mr. Iguana. They weren't talking about much that happened on Money in the Bank, more or less, compared to that. Which would be interesting. That certainly would be funny if it was him. There's loads of names it could be, but yeah, I think they seem to be the main two. If it is anyone else, I think whoever that mystery one is winning, and I think they're pinning Sheamus. I mean, you could see them putting Mr. Iguana in. They love their viral hits. Just only look at the rehiring of Ron Killings. Therein lies another potential name. Ron Killings, R-Truth, Ron Killings, could be that mystery fourth opponent, in which case I think he's, again, going through to the next round. They're going to capitalize on the fan fervor at the moment for him. The rebrand as well, the change of attitude seemingly he's got. I think all of that works in his favor. So yeah, I'm gonna go mystery man. I've got to decide who that mystery man is, haven't I? Really? You can see it being Ron Killings, can't you? He's on the roster, but then would you put him in King of the Ring just to have him not win? Because I don't think he's gonna win. I think it's going to be Mr. Iguana. I think they love their viral hits. TKO especially loves their viral hits. Especially TKO does. So yeah, I'm going to go Mr. Iguana. And he's going to pin Sheamus. I'm doing it. So we've got our semi-finals, according to me. Sami Zayn, Aleister Black. I don't know how they're going to do it. But Sami Zayn is definitely beating Aleister Black. Or whoever the semi-final. But in my head, it's going to be Aleister Black. It's in Saudi Arabia. He's beloved over there. I mean the prospect of Sami Zayn versus Gunther at SummerSlam for the world title. It's got to. Yeah, I can see that being the match for SummerSlam. There's not a lot else on the cards for Gunther. I can't really see much of the roster. They're going to roll back Jey Uso again? No. So I think they could explore some interesting storyline possibilities with Jey Uso being on the periphery, looking in, seeing Sami Zayn go up against Gunther. Sami Zayn, who has beaten Gunther at Mania for the Intercontinental title. Yeah, I can see that being possibly the end result. But nevertheless, Aleister Black is probably losing his semi-final match, and Sami Zayn goes through to the final in Saudi Arabia. On the other side of the bracket, we have the match I've picked, which is Andrade versus Mystery Man. What did I do? I've done this. But anyway, I think Andrade's going to win this. I don't see Mr. Iguana going to Saudi Arabia. So, yeah, I don't know how I've created this chain of this universe of events. Nevertheless, Andrade will go through to the final to face Sami Zayn in Saudi Arabia for the King of the Ring title. And I've already spoiled the result for you. Sami Zayn is definitely winning in Saudi Arabia. I think he's going to be crowned King of the Ring. It's a very popular winner in Saudi Arabia. From all I see on TV, I'm not a Saudi Arabian native, as you can probably tell. But everything I've seen of him interacting with Saudi Arabia, they seem to really love him. They relate to him because he is a Muslim. And yeah, I mean that's going to blow the roof off, I think, if the arena they're in contains a roof. And yeah, he's winning King of the Ring. As soon as he won on Monday, I thought, there you go, there's your king. And he's going to go on to face Gunther for the world title at SummerSlam. Which, wow, will he get his world title? That's another question. I may leave that for another day. For now, he will be crowned king on the 28th of June and go on to face Gunther. Let me know what you think. Do you agree or disagree with my picks? Let me know in the comment section below. Please drop me a subscribe if you so choose. That really helps the channel. And yeah, get in touch with me if you want to discuss any of my picks or how stupid I've been. I've probably messed up, especially on the right side of the bracket. I went off on a bit of a tangent and wrote myself into a cul-de-sac. Nevertheless, yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.